You want to know how to make a closure this beautiful factory standard, then this video is for you. So I'll be teaching you guys how I make this from scratch. So I'll be teaching you how to draft your base, like this white paper, the base, like an illustration. So make use of a ruler. I'll mark 2 inches on a A4 paper or any plain paper. Then I'll just go ahead to trace it down, trace the 2 inches down. So this is not the regular size of closure we are making. This is a 2 by 5 actually, not a 2 by 6 like queen queen. It's a 2 by 5, and this pattern is different. Like ventilation has different patterns. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just trying to connect. My hands are shaking. So mark our middle line. So put our 2 inches. So the 1 inch is our middle line. You just trace it in a straight line. Make sure it's in a straight line, because I told you this is an illustration. Like, it's this base is what you are working with, like this pattern is what you are working with, because it's an already made net I'm using for this tutorial. But why I love drafting it out like this, because you can keep the paper to use on another tutorial. So I'm just 1 inch is for the base, but I normally count 15 or 12 lines, then I mark where my 5 inches is. So this is the hair. This is how my client sent in the hair with description. Is a 22 gram and 2 by 5 closure. So this 22 gram of hair, for Kim K closure is 20 to 25 gram. So the hair is still remaining. So this is the base. If you have been watching my other tutorials, you know how we do our base. We do one line, leave one line, leave one. Then we come back and then ventilate in between those lines that we left. Hope you get what I'm saying. If you have been watching my tutorials, you will definitely understand, because this is how we make a base for our closure. So this is basically what I'm going to do on that base part. The one line, leave one line, one line, leave one line, all through the base part. And again, for this tutorial, is the same thing I'm going to do on the body. The last tutorial uploaded on how to ventilate closure, it's it's a different pattern we use on the body. So this one now is the same pattern we use on the base that we use on the body, but just that the close up is different. Like, you can see the density of the hair. This one gives your closure that full density and factory standard look. Like, this is it. So but I'll be teaching you guys how to do the close up, because like the front part. So we left a line. That line, our line that we drew, there is the center line. We are not going to ventilate on that line, but we'll just continue doing our in between knots. You see that line, we're not going to do. Let's continue doing our in between knots and be going. Like, continue building the in between knots, and be going. You can as well be doing it in a slant form, just like so I'm doing. But as you are ventilating, please be mindful that yes, you are leaving a line, because double split knotting is always scattered. If you don't open it well and be looking at what you are doing, you might as well ventilate on that line. You can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure that yes, the line is still there, and I'm not going to ventilate on that line that we left, because leaving a one line is it's not so wide, and it's just okay. But there are some clients that want their line to be so straight and very visible from afar. So if your client wants her lines to be popping, like you can see is just a single line there, you can as well leave 2 lines at the middle if your client wants her closure line to be visible. But to me, I like this one line. So you can see it's just the in between knot I'm doing, and you can see the way it's building up. So this is how I'm going to do the sides. Then I'll show you how to do the close up, how to do the last part, because that's the side that's the place that people are looking, and the middle part. So that's why I want to make sure that the front up of our closure is fine and the middle part is fine. So this pattern gives your hair that full density. gives it that full density, and it is time consuming more than the other pattern. This in between knotting all through the hair is time consuming. The slant pattern it saves more time, but this in between knot is just like you are doing a base, it's time consuming. So yeah, I'm just telling you so that if you want to set your mind on doing this closure, you have to make sure you give in your best, because it's not moving as fast as that slant. And so you can see what I'm doing. You can build up this way. So this is what I'm going to teach you how to do this, because the pattern we did on that close up is not the in between pattern. So this is it now. Pay attention to this particular part. So you can see I'm just going to show you I'm doing my in between knots, and yes, trying to cover it up. So just like so, please pay attention to this part, the way I ventilated it. So as I'm done like this, I'm just going to turn, you can see it, I'm going to turn the closure to the side, then turn it by the side. Then that lines like this, you can see those lines, that's where we are going to start ventilating, but we are not putting our pin backward, we are putting it by the side like so. Then you pick it, and then so you are putting your pin by the corner of those lines that we left. It's almost same thing, but let me explain it to you carefully. Like, you are putting it by the corner, not so it's not going all back anymore, it's now coming by the side, like giving it that side, falling by the sides. Because if you do this in between nothing all through, your closure is going to be going backward. Like, you see those closure that will be going backward, it will not be coming flat like two sides, it's not be falling by the side. So this one we are doing now, you can see you turned it by the side, then you put your ventilating pin this way. So as you are doing your knot is falling by the side, not going backwards anymore. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. So basically, this is what we did for the first line. Then after we have done it to the middle line like so, we'll still come back again like this. You see, so you can see the other side is still higher, this other side is higher than, so it's remaining one line. These other lines again will now come in between the lines, like in between that lines now, and now pick again and knot. So you understand what I'm saying? In between that lines, just like an in between knot, but it's by the side. So in between that lines that is open, that's the one you pick, and then you knot. You do your double knotting. So whereas these two lines we did at the closing part, at the front part, is to give it that um look, that falling look, like so that it will not be going backwards. Because if you do your in between knotting all through and end it like, okay, you have gotten to the 2x5, you have gotten to the 2x4, like the particular size of your closure, and you end it, all your closure will be going backward. Even if you use hot comb to flatten it, it will still be giving that backward look. But this one that we use for the closing, this particular pattern that we use for the closing up here now, we give it that falling look, like it will come sideways. So you can see now the two this thing is balanced. There is no side that is longer than or that came forward than the other side. They are both in order, they are both fine. So I'm just going to close up here the last part for you to see, and then I'll show you the finished result. So I'm just admiring the way it is now. You can see everything is okay, everything is equal, the density is given, is full, and this is what it looks like after. I went going to use my coil lala. So if you have watched this video to this point, thank you for watching. Do well to like, comment, subscribe.